story about rags to riches, more about how I mastered physics. In the game I used to.
Did you hear what he said? Maybe this doesn't make sense yet, but he said, "This isn't my story about rags to riches, more about how I mastered physics." This is like the foundation of change. This is the foundation of the positive changes we want to have, because it's the belief that you can change. The model of physics you've been taught is Newtonian. Him and Descartes kind of made the belief that physical reality and our minds were separate, and this pretty much is like fixed mindset. I'd say even it's like victim mindset, right? Like, oh, I think and I feel, but the outside world will happen regardless, and it's going to happen upon me, so you can't change it. Our classical model of the atom looked like this. This is what you've seen. And this is even today what my sister is getting taught, and it's outdated. But we have some new science. This is our new understanding of atoms. It's called the quantum atom. When people say everything is energy, this is what they mean. So, something really interesting happened in this study. This is getting somewhere, I promise. The scientist measuring, simply by giving his attention to a certain part of the quantum field, would influence where physical reality would manifest. If he focused his attention on the top left, an electron would appear right there in the top left where he was giving his attention. And this is insane, because what that means is our attention has a physical impact on reality. No longer are you just submitting to the outside world. You're no longer a victim. You can empower yourself. You can be the creator of your own destiny. I know this is such a small level, like, oh, you look top left and an electron will appear. That's incredible. But that's the foundation of growth mindset. That's the foundation of things appearing in your life that you want to appear. So you actually have a say in physical reality, just with your attention. Obviously you will have to take action. You can't just put attention on something and it will appear. Like if I imagine a big ball of cash in my hands, it hasn't appeared. But this science shows that you do have an effect on physical reality. Your attention creates a reality. You might have heard this before. What you give attention grows. It's blowing me away. This first model of physics that our parents grew up in and that we've been conditioned in, like I said, even now my sister is learning the outdated version of physics. It kind of puts you in a fixed mindset because the outside world happens to you. But this new model is saying that you have an effect on your reality. What you give attention to will change your physical reality. If you wanted a car, for example, or a new, bigger room, you couldn't just put your attention on the car and one would one day appear for you. I actually tried this once, funny story, in my more spiritual... I was watching some guru and he was talking about... I basically wanted a email back from a business client, and I was waiting a little while and I was getting a little bit desperate, and this YouTube video suggested that you can imagine your phone is glowing and write your name on the phone, and then they will magically send you an email back or whatever. And obviously you can't just give it attention to something and it will appear. Like, I waited like 2 weeks, I didn't get an email back. What you actually have to do is take action. But that's all part of giving attention. Our minds are goal-orientated machines. They're striving, they need direction. It's a little bit of a tangent right now, but if you're feeling really shit about yourself, that is your goal, and you're being successful in that goal. I know that's like really hard for me to say, like, you're choosing to feel a negative way, but we are goal striving machines, and maybe that's a bit too edgy to say. Like, next week I might develop my understanding of it a bit and realise, like, oh, okay, it's not actually true. You know, I can't speak for everyone. Like, I don't know your circumstance, but I have been hearing, like, emotions are our tools, and yeah, I do believe, like, if you're feeling a certain way, it's because you're choosing to. Even when I feel bad about myself, it's because I want, like, self-pity, and it's, like, based in fear. But that is massively off track. I want to say, your brain needs direction. Your brain is latching onto goals. Basically, whatever you feed it, it will go towards. So that's why attention is so important. If you're scattered everywhere, you won't see much. If you can hold one thing in your attention for a long period of time and actually desire it, you'll go in that direction naturally. Your brain will take you there. So you can just hold attention on getting a new car, for example, but when you do hold attention, your brain will give you a thought like, oh, you should find your national insurance number, because that's a prerequisite to your provisional license, and then that means you can get lessons, and then... So you do need to take action. For a while I was giving my attention to getting a car, but I never looked for my provisional, so nothing happened for like 4 months. But this is good news. It means you have a control over your physical reality. You know what's so good about it? Since it's science, it's not even like something you can choose to believe in. Like, no one denies gravity, no one denies science. So what people have been saying for ages about, like, what you give attention to grows, growth mindset, like visualization and desiring something and it will appear, like manifestation, it's now also science. You can't deny. The world isn't happening to you. You're responsible for your current situation. I know that's hard to say, because it's kind of hard to look at truths like that. It's kind of hard to take a step back and be like, oh, like, recently I have to look at the fact that, like, my personal relationships are all quite shallow because I'm afraid of this or that. And it's like, you don't want to believe you're responsible. It's kind of a tough pill to swallow, but it means you can change it. No matter how bad your situation is now, it means you can change. So what do you want? Get excited. Go for some goals that... Don't go for materialistic things. Go for something... First, like, make yourself as great as possible. Feel as happy as possible. Do things that are exciting. Finally, go and try that activity you want to try, or bring some new people into your life. You deserve it. And I'll see you in the next video.